Hi, this is a presentation of the Generational Workplace Interview, and I will be answering some of the questions posed in the assignment. The first question that was asked for the interviewee was, what was the workplace like when you began working? The gentleman that I interviewed is in his 70s, and he's retired, and he was with this company for 26 years, and it was with a distribution company based out of Orlando, Florida. So when he started working, the company was relatively small and owned by a family, and they had 3 different locations, and the owner of the entire company was an elderly gentleman who treated every employee like they were family, and greeted you by name and always thanked you for being one of his employees. The company itself was made up of many different branches within the organization. That included upper management, purchasing, the people that work in the warehouse, the delivery people, outside sales representatives, customer service, and people in charge of the accounts receivable. So in the different jobs, there were different job requirements for people. The upper management, they were in charge of overseeing the entire branch operation of the distribution plant that they were in charge of. The individuals that were in purchasing, obviously did things that were part of purchasing as far as keeping inventory up to date and keeping enough inventory on hand. Warehousing were people that received the inventory that was being ordered and put it away as far as on the floor and keeping things in stock. The delivery drivers were the ones that made the deliveries throughout the delivery area for this company. Outside sales representatives were sometimes referred to as sales consultants to try to differentiate themselves from other people that were considered sales representatives in order to kind of stay competitive with the particular industry that the person I interviewed was in. And then there was also the accounts receivable, which were basically the ones that made sure that the people that they were giving their money to or taking the orders from were responsible in paying for what they had ordered, and that their account stayed active within this company. Those kind of answered the kind of jobs that the people had and what kind of work the individuals did. So the next question is, what kind of management practices did this organization use? So in the beginning, it was a small organization managed by the owner throughout the 3 different distribution centers. However, as the company began to grow, the company hired a high-profile management professionals from really, really large corporations. And in doing so, the organization took off and expanded very quickly, and then became a sort of micromanagement type of atmosphere, and the family atmosphere subsequently went away. So how do people feel about their place of employment? Once the company was taken over by the micromanagement aspect and by the large corporations, and the family atmosphere had diminished, the tone of the atmosphere and the tone of the employees changed dramatically. So it was no longer a family atmosphere. It was a atmosphere in which the employees felt like all of their decisions and their actions were going to be critiqued by some form of upper management. Finally, for him, the last question is, how has work and organizations changed over the course of their lifetime? As society grew into a more tech-based society, it became difficult to continue having those customer relationships that the particular person I interviewed, his name is John, but it became difficult for him to continue to develop those customer relationships, which are what allowed him to become successful in his sales in the first place, because relationships were based on a quick text message or a quick email, and the management filtered down this desire to instill into the employees of make the sale or meet the customer, make the sale, and move on. There was no one felt the need to return to continue placing the orders or to continue their business with this company. So the morale of the company changed and was affected over time. And I think that's kind of reflective of how a lot of employees feel in different corporations. I know coming out of the restaurant business myself, a lot of things have changed and the way the employees are treated have changed. And so as we grow rapidly as an economy, corporations have really changed in the way they treat their employees. The last thing John wanted to say was that he was grateful that he was able to retire because the business that he was in and the job that he had become more competitive as far as earning more sales. And he was able to retire at a time where a lot of younger employees were interested in working for this company, and they have the drive and the desire to compete for those sales in order to be top in their division. So that is the interview that I had with him, and it was very interesting, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you.